and power unto you. This is another day that God has allowed you to have an opportunity, okay, to live and to be thankful. It's nothing wrong with being single. Yes, this is the title of the message today. As you come into the room, greet one another, be kind to one another. Most of all, send some peace, love, and light, to individuals that may need it, because you never know where an individual is at in their life. Moving right along to talk about this subject, I talk about being married and being unmarried, but I just want to add some more what you call wisdom about there's nothing wrong with being single, because sometimes individuals try to make to be single to appear as if it's taboo or something, as if, that's something that should not even be done in this particular society. Well, these are just my thoughts and my opinion. Friend, there's nothing wrong with being single. If you are in this particular earthly realm, somehow, some way you find yourself single, it's nothing wrong with being single. If you have found yourself to be married in this earthly realm and you went through a divorce for whatever reason, it's nothing wrong with being single coming from out of divorce. Some individuals get married to find out that it was not the right fit, a good match, or whatever, and they did the inner work. They realized that, listen, they was not even what you call compared to be linked up by God. It was a choice that was made when you was in a different phase in your particular life, if that's the case. But for the women that never, ever have had an opportunity to be married, is nothing wrong with your status of being single, because one thing about being single, you get to enjoy your life, okay, and then you get to set the time of how you're going to do things and when you're going to do things, on your timing and things. So never feel as if being single, it's a curse about being single. No, it's not. The married women just ain't really speaking the truth and telling you the truth. Once you get in a marriage, especially if you done came from out of one, that, honey, you got to take care of another mindset, and you got to be what you call entwined with that individual that you so love, and you didn't get the counsel or whether or not that you needed to enter into that marriage. This is real conversation that individuals will not share and things, because guess what, it's a secret, okay, to really to speak this insight and give some wisdom to this young generation and everything. Nothing should be a secret when you helping somebody, and when you're giving what you call the good advice may make a difference in somebody's life. Remember, I believe in marriage. I really do. I believe too, if you do not want to be married, I believe that is okay too, and it's okay in the eyes of God and everything, because sometimes individuals would try to make some single women feel like that you need to be married in order to be successful, or you need to be married in order to achieve anything in this life, and that is not true. There are many single women, especially some of my friends that I know have been successful, is successful, and they accomplish everything that their heart desire, whatever they want, for their particular life and in this journey, without having what you call a husband in their life. That's how God set it up for them. It's nothing wrong with being single. But if individuals desire to be married, then that become your desire. That's your choice. But make sure, like I said yesterday, that that man is sent by God. Because if he's not sent by God, and especially even if he's sent by God, just say that you all are the perfect match. That does not mean that you will not have any issues at all. But if he's not sent by God, and you don't win, and you don't put somebody in your life, and you just done started a family with the individual without doing, background checks, not even understanding the family generation of the bloodline and things like that, you will come up finding later on in life that there will be obstacles and challenges that you would have to work through, that you would have to come to an understanding, because now current information of sitting in counseling chairs and getting the help that you need. Now, some of us didn't do this back in the day, because guess what? It was the fear of the unknown to go and get the counseling that you need, or even tell somebody that you're getting counseling, because some families did not what you call, go into those particular areas and everything, because it was too taboo to say that, oh, I need to go and talk to somebody if I'm having issues in my relationship, or to confess to somebody that I made some wrong choices, because I didn't understand at the time that I was thriving on my emotions or on my feelings when I was in a relationship with the individual. Those things were not what you call just open enough to say that it's okay now to go and talk to somebody. It's more open now because the world itself is seeking answers from the things that, listen, that they feel like that they made decisions, in life. And this can be on any topic, but today I'm talking to the individuals that possibly can be single and things. There is nothing wrong with being single, because back in the day, it wasn't so open once again to go and to be in spaces as counseling, or it was not even talked about to say that, there was comfort in those areas, or I would say certain cultures, probably look down upon that because they feel like, I don't need to tell my business to somebody, you get me, that's not living in my household, or nobody don't need to tell me how to run my household. Now it's more education out there to understand where you at in life, who you are, putting life all back together again, being on purpose, doing what you need to do. Good morning, friend, and thank you and welcome. There is so much information out there to each generation. It keep getting wiser and wiser. The generation is not becoming unwise. It's just that this generation have so much insight to tap into. But the one thing I will say from my single friends that I have a connection with in real life, it's not that they don't have some type of desire at one point to have been married, but they realize now in their latter years, and when they look back over their life, that they benefit a lot by being single, by being the best version of them, and they was able to acquire more than enough, okay, from their ears and from their mouth. The same thing that married couples did, they did it as well, but even in a even more abundant way, in things, by having all of the things that God supplied, but they put their whole faith and purpose in God. They say to stay what you call complete and satisfied. It's not like that they didn't have a journey, to say that they didn't have a desire. As they told me, some people was not birthed in this earthly realm just to acquire marriage. Some of their spiritual journey and duty was to show up and to do something else in this earthly realm, and they had to be okay with it and everything. So these are conversations when you have real good friends in your life, married or singles, the ones that will open up their particular heart, okay, and be vulnerable enough in a safe space to share the benefits of being single as just as well as marriage. You would have real conversation with matured women, okay? And I'm just coming from a woman point of view, that everybody have a reason of the reason why they single and the reason why they married. But here's the thing though. And when you're talking to a mature, individuals that done live life or living life, individuals don't look down on somebody because they not married and everything. Who really does that? Especially from, I guess just from how I'm thinking and how I'm seeing things. When you got a renewed mindset, you don't look down on an individual because they're not married, or make them feel like because you ain't got a husband what you can't accomplish. You can accomplish whatever that you want to accomplish. Here's the thing now, in being married and things, what the truth is not being told. Being married, you have to go and you have to have a discussion, which you should, with your mate, about the small little simple things if you trying to do something, okay, if that's how your marriage is set up and things. But being single, you don't have to touch bases no other than with God of your next move and your next action, and asking God to keep you protected and covered. But being married, you got to go through your husband, and you got to have conversation and disagreements and things, that possibly somehow, that it may end up argumentative, because guess what? Remember, the two done became one in things. So being single is not a bad thing. I think being single for some Women is a blessing, because if you don't have the time, if you don't have the patience in order to understand that marriage is unity, then it's not going to work for you. You already understand that you shouldn't even want to be married, because married to be married, you actually have to feed the needs of your mate. And when I say feed the knees, okay? If they still functioning in bed, you got to be that hoe in the room, and I say it like that, okay? And you got to have it flowing as much as they want it and everything. And if you know that you ain't set up like that, and in all other areas, that you ain't willing to basically to say that you for the baby anyone, you for the put on a show or act and things, because sometimes, individuals, when they tired, they still got to perform, they still got to act things out. They still got to cook and do all of these things, that is concerning of being a wife. If you know that these are the roles that you play in your relationship, everybody's relationship is different. Some people don't is not playing those particular roles in the relationship that don't fit them. Some people just straight up going in a relationship telling individuals, this is what I do and this is what I don't do. And it could be a hindrance in marriage relationships and things as well. That's why so many individuals who are married, they ain't willing to share the truth, because guess what? It will add more light to the single individuals to let them know that, honey, you ain't missing nothing. Nothing. Because you'll find yourself doing more of the work than anything than the mate doing what they supposed to do. Now, these are just my thoughts. This ain't for everybody. Some people, relationships, they work hand in hand, meaning it's a complete understanding. But for the majority of my married friend, I'm going to just be honest with you. It's always something, okay, to be talked about, to be shared, and to grow from in a positive way. And we all come up to the conclusion that everybody don't need to be married. There is some individuals that just need to stay single because of your safety purpose, okay, to keep your sanity and who you are. Because once you get married, and once again, I say this in love, you taking on a whole what you call now attitude, a spirit that you say that you love and you're connected with. It have became your job, and it have became your duty. So when individuals look at you as if being single, looking at it as if it's a bad thing, no, it's not. You are more than blessed. You are a conqueror, okay? God don't disqualify individuals because they are what you call single and he can't bless them. God don't disqualify you because of a status of not being married, like he can't bless you. God is going to bless you even the more, and I say it like that because he knows your cares and your need. The only thing about being married is that married people can combine their income together, okay, and make it look like that they doing something and everything. That's the only thing. Now, I'm just being all out honesty and everything because I'm married. You combine the income, so therefore, for you to try now to look at a single woman and look down on them, like I said, I got some single women friends that are married, and they will make married couples shameful based on their status, what they doing, and that they pulled that wagon by themselves, meaning that they blessed, they highly favored, they keep their mouth shut, and everything. They're helpers, they're givers, they got so many God children, God, what they call them, God mamas, and things like that, meaning that they rather stay single to be married because, as they say, the things that they have seen and heard from their married friends are possibly the things that they went through when they had to go through what you call a not so pleasant divorce and things. Because everyone that is single, they're choosing to be single by choice. Not that they just got to be married. Some people done been proposed to and done called off the wedding and whatever. That's because, listen, when you done already been through a relationship of being married, you already see the red flags. And it is a good thing if you can call something off before you get back into something. Because marriage, once again, you're going to have God in your life. You're going to have to keep God in your particular life strongly. So it's okay to be single. Long as you know that you are aligned up with God and God is in your life, God is doing everything that you want God to do for you. Is nothing wrong with being single. Some individuals, once again, think that being single is difficult. Not for some women that has a close relationship with God and is allowing God to be their everything and just being on purpose in life. Being married, once again, you have your ebbs and your flows, and you do have to stay prayed up. I wish a married woman would tell me she don't have to keep no prayer in her married life. I tell that woman, you lying as all get out. You know, there are some areas in your life that whereby you can't even talk to somebody that's in a married relationship going through because you perpetrating a fraud. This is old school, as if your relationship, you know, don't have what you call the factors in it to whereby it can be helpful to somebody else if you successfully navigate it in those particular areas. Don't you appreciate the wisdom that's out there from married women and single women that can give their own thoughts? So never look down, married women, on the single women that is living life, doing life how they want to do it. You know, even for the ones that you may be looking at thinking that they ain't got what you got. Who do that? You know, in this particular lifetime, because I don't even look down, and this is the real honest truth, on none of my married friends. We not comparing what we got. We just thankful to be living, okay? And thankful that we can deal with these rascals, okay, that is in our particular life in a good way. We are more than thankful. When I say thankful, thankful that we got the mindset, because you got to have a good mindset, okay, to stay married, okay? And when I say a good mindset, you have to stay prayerful, even when you don't want to stay prayerful, okay? You got to always, and it's for the single women too, just by being single. This prayer life is for anybody. It ain't just for some people, it's for anybody. Prayer can renew and change your life. But I wanted to add some insight. Being single is nothing wrong with being single. It is a blessing if you can stay single, okay, in this particular earthly journey, if you understand that you don't fit, okay, the particular emotions and all of these other things that may get your heart racing, get you out of place, if you ain't got time for the games, if you ain't got time for the counseling, and especially if God told you, my dear, my daughter, that listen, I am your husband. Be okay with that, but you got to understand the words of God as he speak these things to you. What's for another individual may not be for you. These particular individuals that out here being thoughts and side chick, they don't even know what they're about to get themselves in, because the same man that you got as a thought and a side chick is the same stuff, okay, that person will continue to be. They ain't changed, okay? Because the thing is, why you had to be a side chick, or why you had to be a thought, or why you had to get in a relationship with a lie. These are the things that single women don't have to deal with. But then when the truth come up, all the lies that you find out about your lying husband, the mate that you married because you truly was in love with this particular gentleman or is in love, then you find out, damn, I done married the wrong individual. Probably done had some kids from it. And now you trying to figure out what to do. Babe, only thing you got to do, you need to go to the Lord. You need to get some people in your particular life, okay, that's going to speak life unto you. Ain't nobody telling you to close the door and leave right away. You got to make sure by all safety measures, okay, that you can do such a thing. Because some people that try to get from up out of a relationship, it don't turn out so good. Because sometimes that person that you married only married you for what you got, your money. Like, oh my goodness, I'm about to chase a rabbit. It's a shame that some men marry women for an outcome. And meaning that they know they true earn attention, but they lay that pipe on that woman so good till she all in la la land, till she done forgot her identity. She don't even know her confidence no more, because guess what? She got in the bed with him, and now done been spreaded and infested with all that narcissism, attitude, and behavior. Because you know, spirits know how to entwine. Only thing, and oh my goodness. What some women don't understand, the major way a spirit can enter into you is through the sexual realm. You let that spirit hit you up and you let it knock some walls down. It done attached to them darn walls that was the secret place for the Lord. And now you got to go in and pull them strongholds down. And it can be difficult for some women. That's why it takes somebody that's going to mentor, somebody that's going to counsel, somebody that's going to be honest with you. I ain't talking about these YouTube streets individuals that don't care about you, girlfriend. I'm talking about individuals that can see your worth. I ain't talking about individuals that's grooming you and making you think, ooh, girl, yeah, that's nice, that's good. And in reality, you know, they setting you up because they ain't happy in their life. You know, they don't want you to get no wisdom. Oh, come on, Holy Ghost. They don't want you to get no insight of the truth of your worth. In other words, single women, is nothing wrong with you being single. Okay? It's nothing wrong. Tell God thank you, okay? And keep being the great that you are. And for the married women out there, okay, if your marriage is touched up, painted up perfect, tell God thank you. I'm going to say it again. It's touched up and it's painted perfect. Tell God thank you. Because you know you had to go through something. You know that, you just ain't get it this way just because. You had to go through something to talk on this level, you know. Come on. Let's be real to the individuals that need the truth in order to keep a marriage instead of lying as if, oh child, you don't have no issues in marriage. That's the darn problem right there, and making individuals think it's okay being a side chick and a thought and everything. Come on, married women. Y'all got to do better than that. You got a smarter generation now, and these particular young ladies is getting in the bind just because you won't even use your insight. Maybe, perhaps, I'm about to chase this rabbit. That generation of bloodline of harlots probably flown in your family. You can be that curse breaker, and you can be the real talker to tell individuals. Even if it was in my family, I'm not about this life, and I'm willing to speak the truth of understanding the freedom and how beautiful it is to be what you call a woman that walk in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I need for my elders now to start being more of a mouthpiece, because not everybody, but for the most part, okay, for the young women that is talking in these YouTube streets or whatever, Instagram, giving people false information, okay, about marriage, about relationship, y'all need to sit down somewhere. Stop lying. You ain't even got this experience to come with it and everything. And maybe I'ma go this far. The elders in your family feel like that ain't something to talk about or to go on these YouTube spaces and to talk because they too good for that when the generation actually needs you. Sitting up here with all this wisdom and you can't even drop it and now passed up a ton and everything to the women that really need you. Everybody ain't on the foolish act, okay? There is some good, what you call souls out there that need you at this time to spit out that wisdom. And when I say spit out, to talk it. You ain't trying to tell them how to live their life, but if they come to you with, some information, share it. The good and the bad will always balance out. Everybody ain't always been perfect in their life. That's why you're a vessel here. If anybody make you think they in their latter years that they done been perfect in relationship and everything and that they ain't never had no issues, and things, and probably not if they have been single because they haven't experienced relationship. But I must say, in marriage and everything, the young generation needs you. Blessings and power unto you. I want my friends to understand God love you. Listen. He have gave you all of the power, the even responsibility to do what you need to do, the opportunities to be that blessing in your particular life. Let's actually encourage one another, bless one another. God, I speak blessings into the individual's life, okay, that made to be feel as if being single was a curse. Being single is a bad thing. No, it's not. Being single could be a blessing for individuals that done went through them bad divorces or never decide to be even married, because guess what? That became their choice. I just want to say blessings unto you, and even the more favor that God will pour into your life. And I just want to bless the particular married women that got the experience up under their belt and everything, to use your particular voice piece, okay? Not only to pray for individual, okay, but to level up and to understand that, listen, God didn't bring you this far to take things to the grave, okay? As if nothing can be talked about in a positive way. You can speak, you have a voice. Don't let this young generation sit you down because they want to call you old or whatever. They coming, okay? Age is already upon them. Each year they aging, so just keep on letting them live. They'll have an opportunity as well, but they're gonna be full of lies. They ain't got nothing to give this young generation, such as my grandchildren. That's why I'm doing so hard to make sure that this information here, that they get some of it. Okay? And then individuals along the way that have been groomed properly and that have repented from their sins, that have renewed their mindset, because you can renew your mindset. You can change in life. You can make the world a better place with peace, light, love, and harmony. Listen, I want my friends to have a great day, okay? It's all about showing up in life, being that particular light that you need to be. Blessings and power unto you. Don't forget now to thumbs up the video, as well to subscribe to the channel. That's all I need for my friends to do. Just subscribe to the channel. It's free, okay? It's free. Okay, friends, have a great day. I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you so much, and God love you too.